Jai Shrimad Narayan. Jai Shrimad Narayan. Jai Shrimad Narayan. Jai Shrimad Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Subhashyam Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharya. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Srimad Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse, and it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. We continue on our topic, the spiritual revolution of the Bhagavad Gita, and we can note today evidentially that the Bhagavad Gita is igniting in every corner of the globe. The Bhagavad Gita, together with hundreds of institutions around the world, has come alive as we predicted and prophesied when I did the very first discourse on the Bhagavad Gita. If we take this into evidence, then it shows that this Bhagavad Gita that I am explaining is endorsed by the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita himself, Lord Sri Krishna, who is the 8th avatar of Lord Srimad Narayan. So this is your spiritual evidence, and everything done at this ashram is meticulous, is clean, is pure, is righteous, is sustainable through purity. And this ashram is not a Mickey Mouse camper and glow blind temple where that man that does all these gimmicks then go back home and contradict all what he has done whilst he was seeing you in the temple. So there are many people that come here thinking that this ashram can be compared to these Mickey Mouse tradition and functions and prayers. Unfortunately, this satsang is like a razor blade. Not the Gillette 5. This is the menorah blade. One slip and you cut yourself very, very badly. One slip and you're going to cut yourself very, very badly. This is not a place to play. And I am no one's playmate. I have been prepared by the Supreme Lord from the day I was born to promote and protect righteousness, even if it affects me. And I'm going to give you an example. When I was to get married, and my children don't know, I think this is the first day they're going to be hearing, there was a problem between my mother and my aunt. And because at that point of time my mother was not right, then she was not allowed to attend my wedding. This is who I am. And this is who I am going to die. So there is no taking a chance with me. No one is born yet or going to be born in the future to overturn my righteousness. At the same wedding, Mataji's mother promised to give biryani. I did the whole wedding. She forced me that she wanted to do the catering. I did the entire wedding. And the cameraman for the entire wedding is known, Martin, from NA. He was a young boy and he filmed this wedding and his evidence. And when I went to eat, I saw bulgulas at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. I kicked the table and walked out. And Martin pulled me. I was a gangster at that time. I'm still a gangster now. I was a material gangster, now I'm a spiritual gangster. I'm still kicking the things down. Anyone come my way, I'm going to put you to oblivion. Because I am protecting righteousness. I am protecting righteousness. So I took Mataji's hand and took her out of the wedding. And my friends were present. My class boys were present. My university friends were present. And they came because they asked me, what are we going to be eating? And I said, biryani. Top, biryani. And they were served with bulgur. All right? So when myself, Mataji and Sean, we went to India, I was not talking to Sean. I never talked to him through the entire pilgrimage, even until we came back. Because it does not matter where. Righteousness is righteousness. So I'm a man who walked out of my own wedding. I'm a man who did not invite my own mother to the wedding. Then no one else is greater than my mother. No one else is greater than my mother. If my mother was unrighteous and I called her out, then if anyone is unrighteous, you are not fit to be with me. You are not fit to be with me. All of you understand? And this is why I started my journey. God prepared me for righteousness. These were tests along the way. My mother was my test. Mataji's mother was my test. I lost millions in various businesses along the way when I was asked to perform an unrighteous activity. I did not get involved. In fact, I got them locked up. I got them locked up. I was holding a prominent position in a political party in 2001 in Chatsworth. I left that position. I nearly got killed. I went to court for 10 years just to protect righteousness. I became an activist at the age of 14 just to protect righteousness. And when my guru asked me to relinquish all material activities, I was in a well-established business. I had a 200 million rand contract, and I had an enviable position in politics, Jessica, as an Indian in mainstream politics in South Africa. I left all of that to promote righteousness. I left everything in this world to promote righteousness. I became a guru at the age of 50, not at the age of 70 when I got nothing else left in this material world. I became a guru in the prime of my life. I became a guru in the prime of my life to promote and protect righteousness. And righteousness is the core principle of the Vedas. Righteousness is the core principles of the Vedas, and the Vedas is the program of Sanatana Dharma. The Vedas is the program of Sanatana Dharma, and in Sanatana Dharma the very first concept is dharmic principles. Very first concept in Sanatana Dharma is dharmic principles. And when the Lord takes his avatar, he comes down to promote dharmic principles. Anyone who becomes an enemy of mine is a demon. Anyone who becomes an enemy of mine is a demon. What is a demon? What is a demon? Who is a demon? A person who does not believe in righteousness. A person who does not believe in righteousness is a demon. A demon don't have big fangs, big teeth, big eyes. That's not a demon. A demon is a human being who does not believe in righteousness. A demonic person is a human being who do not conform to righteousness. And nobody got an excuse not to know what is righteousness. Because in this modern day and age of technology, all you have to do is go on Google and type on Google, what is righteousness according to Sanatana Dharma? What is righteousness according to Sanatana Dharma? And Google will give you the answer. So nobody got an excuse to live as a demon in a righteous environment. Nobody. Lots of people along in time took me on, including my own sister and my brother-in-law, and many business opponents, political opponents, other opponents, and they are no longer breathing. They are no longer breathing. And that is a evidential fact. It is an evidential fact. I can count in my fingers people that tormented me. Nobody that tormented me is happy. Nobody that tormented me is happy. It's not that I have the power to make them unhappy. It is the Supreme Lord that is defending me. I am defended by the Supreme Lord. And it's here in the Bhagavad Gita. Nobody can touch a righteous preacher. It's here in the Bhagavad Gita. This is what the Lord is saying. And this has been my life. Tisha, I told your son to come. I'm talking. Tisha, you must tell him he missed out a great episode today. Alright? So this is why I'm teaching the Bhagavad Gita. This is why I left an opulent material life to sit here today and to preach to you. This is why we left everything in our life to sit here and preach to you. This is why I work in the sun, I work in the rain, I work Monday to Saturday. Sometimes I even work on Sunday. So that I can transform your miserable demonic life into pleasurable divine life. When my Guruji spoke to me when I became a Guru, he told me, create a divine society. First words, create a divine society. Those words were spoken by my Guruji to me. And I've been trying to create a divine society from my very first satsang. And I have enough evidence of all the work that I have done. I don't have 10 disciples with me who's living here in the ashram to do my work. If I want a cup of tea, I have to go and make it myself. I don't have people rubbing my feet all day. I don't make requests and things materialize. Whatever I need, I have to go and do it myself. Right now I'm fixing the driveway in the front. I'm working in the heat. My sugar is high. My sugar is low. Whatever my state is, I'm making an ashram for Lord Shrimad Narayan. So when you start at the gate, you must walk, drive into divinity. I work every day. No one has a right. No one has a right to oppose what I say. Or don't be with me. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. If you want to be here, then you follow 100%. Or don't be. And I've never been hard on anyone. I have meetings with everybody. I have meetings with everyone that's connected to me. And I make sure I have 3 meetings. How many? Because if you're stupid in the first meeting, I have the second one. If you're still stupid in the second one, I have after the third meeting, you are gone. But you are gone. That's how I operate. And I'm not going to change my operating system. I'm not going to change my... Nirali, how many of our meetings I had with you? Nirali don't want to come. Asmika? Jessica? Don't I have meetings?
Yes, sir.
Why do I have meetings? So you can never say I'm an unfair guru. Yes?
Yes.
Do I go out of my way and have those meetings? How many hours those meetings take? How many sugar spikes you think I have on those meetings? Kisha, thank you for the chocolate. But unfortunately I had to donate it. It inspired my 2 workers, Wisdom and Cyrus. When I told them there'll be a huge chocolate during lunchtime, I saw my work was multiplied. So thank you, Kisha. You helped in the driveway. You can say you really, really helped. But I still got the whispers in my drawer there. I only take 5 a day. You can, I said, everything I say is evidential. So if you, before going home, come to my room, you'll still see there's about 8 or 7 there. I divide it into 2 portions. All right, that's how disciplined I am. All right. So please, you can continue bringing your chocolates. I won't refuse it. My workers perform exceptionally well. It's a prize. In fact, the very first time I saw somebody eating a slab of chocolate with a spoon, I told Wisdom I'm going to broadcast this in my satsang. The chocolate melted. So he ran and got a plastic spoon and he carried on eating the chocolate. Vishal, you made a big change in the ashram. Besides your bhajans, Now you made a change on my workforce. So it is important to have ultimate respect for the Guru. Ultimate respect for the Guru. Look, Ivashni is with me for many, many, many years. She grew up from Yajvan's age. And she spent many years in this ashram. But I whack her when it comes to righteousness, her time with me, her father's relationship with me, her mother's relationship with me, don't work. There's no compromise. Can you see Tivashni here? Why she's not here? Any time you don't see people here, what it must tell you? Unrighteous behavior. If you see anyone missing here, you must know demonic behavior, demonic act behavior, unrighteous behavior, evil behavior. That's what you must know when you see somebody suddenly absent. So I can't be teaching righteousness on one hand and allowing unrighteousness on the other hand. Can I? I must be really dumb to leave all my opulences in the material world and come and sit here and teach you righteousness and allow you to be unrighteous at the same time. I have to be really dumb. I left everything in the material world so that I can shape society, I can shape humanity into righteousness. That is why I left everything. There's our Shyam sitting in the back there. Now he's managing our Shyam's business. If I have to close this ashram down tomorrow, Shyam, how big my business will be? Yeah, in Durban. How big? And how much you'll be earning as manager? Shyam, yes or no? Yeah. I am the fundi in the business that we are involved with. My two sons are working maybe 20% of my capacity. I left all of that to sit here to teach you righteousness. So nobody going to slip through the gaps. I allowed one person to slip through the gap. I'm not going to allow anyone else to slip through the gaps. Nobody going to slip through the gaps. I'm closing all gaps. If you're not righteous, you're not allowed here. This is a place of righteousness and conformity. Righteousness and conformity. If you cannot conform, you cannot be righteous. You have no, if you are unrighteous, that means you do not love your Creator. If you are unrighteous, that means you do not love your Creator. Because who is the promoter of righteousness? Who is the originator of righteousness? The Supreme Lord. Who's speaking righteousness here? The Supreme Lord. He is speaking righteousness. Whatever I am asking you to do is coming from whom? All those people who did not conform to righteousness, what happened to them? What happened to Hiranyakasipu? Hiranyakasipu took on the righteousness of Lord Shrimad. Yes or no? Yes. He took on the righteousness of what did Lord Shrimad Narayan do? He kept it on his lap and he pulled out his entrails. Atri, body, liver, everything he He pulled it, he tore it out. That's how angry God gets for unrighteousness. And that's how angry I get for unrighteousness. You don't know the story of what Lord Shrimad Narayan did to Hiranyakasipu? And inside his guts and pulled out everything. What did Ram do to Ravana? Why did Ram and Ravana have a fight? Unrighteousness. Ravana wanted to be unrighteous. Anyone who do not want to follow the Bhagavad Gita is unrighteous. Because the Bhagavad Gita don't teach you religion. Bhagavad Gita, so far, you saw the Bhagavad Gita saying, do Om Swaha. Bhagavad Gita does not teach you religion. Bhagavad Gita teach you righteous principles. And anyone in this world who is opposed to righteous principles is Ravana, is Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksha, and there's a host of demons. These people are controlled by the demons. Their mind is infested by these demons. They belong in Ravana's domain. They belong in Hiranyakasipu's domain. They belong in the dark side of life. They belong in the evil side of life. Anyone does not follow the Bhagavad Gita, anyone is opposed to the Bhagavad Gita, anyone is opposed to the Guru teaching you instructions from the Bhagavad Gita, is the devil incarnate. Is the devil, because our scriptures has shown us. Our scriptures has shown us. That is why we have the Ramayana. That is why we have the Mahabharata. That is why we have these stories to be told, so that you have an opportunity to choose the righteous path. Choosing the righteous path is why you got a human body. This body, main reason for human body is to choose righteous path, because this human body is a via medium, is the via medium for liberation. What is the purpose of this universe? Why would Lord Narayan go through all of whatever he goes through to create this universe? Everything has a purpose. What is the purpose to create a motor vehicle? To get you?
From one point to another.
What is the purpose of an aeroplane? To fly across. What is the purpose of a ship? To travel by sea. Everything has a purpose. Yes? What is the purpose of a tree? To absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. Yes? Everything has a purpose. So don't you think that big house in which everything exists has a purpose as well? What is the purpose of the universe? Why did the Supreme Lord, who is absolute, who is meticulous, who is precise, who is everything, why did he create this universe? What is the purpose of the universe? The two highest principles in material creation, the two highest principles in material creation is the creation of the universe and the creation of the human body. Two highest principles in the creation of the universe is the creation of the universe and the creation of the human body. There are 8.4 million species of life that you take on. Every one of you has been already to the 8.4 million species of life. Everyone started at Brahma. Everyone started at Brahma and ingressed. What ingress means? You went backward, you came lower and lower and lower and lower and lower to the most primitive. And then you have somehow equalized your karmas. And today you have the human life. You have the human life. The human body is the via medium for what? Liberation. Human body is a via medium for liberation. In the human body is the only body that has a gross body and a subtle. If you go down, there's only gross body, and if you go up, there's only subtle body. The human body is the only body that has. Sean is checking the clock to see if it's working. And I'm talking about such a great thing. His own body I'm talking about. And the purpose of his body. His ears, he's supposed to be listening like this. Hey, Guru is talking about his body and the purpose. But he's looking at the clock to see if it's working. I don't know whether Satish told him check it out. Purpose of this human body is a via medium for liberation. What is the purpose of the earthly planetary system? The earthly planetary system, the purpose is that the earthly planetary system is also a via medium for liberation. The hellish planetary system is gross. You can't get liberated from there. The heavenly planetary system is subtle. You can't get liberated from there. You have to come back to earth. For Lord Brahma is a post. That person who is serving Brahma's post today in Satya Lok, which is the highest heavenly planetary system, for him to get liberated, he has to come down to earth, take a human body and get liberated, because the human body is the only vessel. Human body is the only vessel that allows you liberation. Not sinking in. Who cares about liberation? Who's worried about what happens when I die? Who's worried here in this? Trisha, are you worried what happens about liberation? It's too far away. You want a nice job, you want a nice car, you want a nice husband. Who the hell is worried about liberation if you put it in order like that? Beautiful job, handsome husband, nice house with a swimming pool. Guru is talking absolutely nonsense here. Tisha? No, that's not the purpose in life. You hear since time immemorial, Tisha. You had all types of husbands when you were the female. You had all types of wives when you are the male. In this segment of life, 155 trillion years have passed. You telling me, Trisha, you didn't have everything that this earth has to offer in 155 trillion years? Trisha, you've had it all. You had it all and more. All of you. There's nothing that you desire you didn't have in this 155 trillion years that has went past. And all that you desired still brought you here. Peter? In Sanatana Dharma, they say logic is very important. They say logic is very important. Tell me what you didn't get in 155 trillion years that you're going to get now that's going to make a change. Can you get a better job and still get liberated? Can you get the most handsome husband, Krisha, and still get liberated? Can you get a house in Belito and still get liberated? Yes or no? Then why you want to be dumb and get a better job, get a better husband, get a house, handsome husband, get a house in Belito, and still come back to me after 1,000 years, and all this whacking, where you can get all those things, and when you close your eyes, you're liberated. The only difference is, for liberation, you put God first. And to come back to me after another 1,000 years, you put yourself first. Logic? Logic? So why you want to put yourself first when you can put God first and still get the same benefits, but live righteously? Live conform to God's will. Conform to God's will. And I thought, Shyam, he gets up every morning and he leaves everything in God's hands. He started it a few months ago, not very long, but he can give you evidence. He can give you evidence. Do not attach yourself emotionally to any material asset. Do not attach yourself emotionally to anything material. You're going to get stuck and you're going to suffer. You're going to get stuck and you're going to suffer. Attach yourself to the Lord. Same attachment for all material things, take it and attach it to the Supreme Lord. The Lord can see what you can't see. The Lord can see what you can't see, and the Lord will open your eyes to what you cannot see and make your life prosperous. And make your life prosperous. It is so simple. When you are looking, how far are you looking? And how far can the Lord see? So why you don't make the Lord your glasses, Tisha? Why don't you sincerely go on your knees tomorrow morning and say, Lord, you know what real handsome husband is. You have spiritual, transcendental, pure eyes. You see the husband with your eyes and send it to me. Tisha, did you ever do that? You look in with your eyes, and I saw what your eyes saw. And if you call that, Tisha, don't you think you want the Lord to see? Not that Vishwananda Lord. The Narayana, the original. So every day this is what you do. And this is called righteous living. Take all your emotions. You have a lot of emotions. Take all your emotions and same energy. Now you give it to God. You give it to God. From the top, God can see everything. From where you are, you can only see what your eyes show you. Okay? So it is still early. I don't know if the clock is right. It's only 10 to 12. It's only 10 to 12. Mirali? I want to make the people nice and hungry. Mirali? So I told Mirali, when all of you have an opportunity to cook, there are 8.6 billion people on this earth. 95% of the ashrams around the world and temples are unauthentic, unauthorized. This is one of the authorized ashrams in the world. Yeah, when you come and cook for God, you are really feeling good. And when you have an opportunity to cook and stand and do both, from 8.6 million people in the world, how many people got the real opportunity to feed God through the correct frequency? Ultimately, the essence of the food travels through frequency. And the correct frequency is Om Namo Narayana. And to consecrate that ashram, it has to be done through the Pancharatra Agama system. So this is a vortex. This is a spiritual vortex. Whatever you do here is absolute. Whatever you do here is absolute. I wouldn't have left all those material opulences if this opulence was not greater. I wouldn't have left all those opulences if this opulence was not taken. So I decided to write my own story on Facebook. Thank you, Jessica. It makes it so much easier. I used to get frustrated typing on a phone. If I type R, then sometimes the next letter gets typed because I got sing fingers. These are kanpati fingers. These fingers are to give hot ones. But it should give me a problem in typing. So now I'm typing part 1, part 2, part 3, and I'm teaching the world from my own consciousness. I started with Sanatana Dharma. Tomorrow I'm going to, on another topic, who is Acharya Shyam? Ramanuj. Again, 5 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs. So I'm going to see how these two go. Ashmita, make my posters. Alright? So I got no rest. I got no rest. I have the Bhagavad Gita to explain. I'm only on chapter 2, verse 14. Might take 2 years to do it properly. So I want to state another thing as well. I'm going to start with it on part 1 of my Who is Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. So I was born a perfectionist. I liked everything perfect and in order. I liked structures. I'm a stickler for punctuality. I like things to be arranged in such a way that everything is coherent. Because God prepared me from my birth that there is absolutely no shortcuts. I don't take shortcuts in anything. I used to be a civil engineer, and things that I made in and around Durban, everything is still standing. Huge floods came down. I can take all of you and show you down the road there in 2001, 2002. I built a Gabion wall. Everything else went away, my Gabion wall is still there. The sewer system is still there. The piping is still there. The municipality should call me the Rolls Royce in construction, because I always went the extra mile. I always went the extra mile in doing what I'm doing. So, I am teaching you spirituality. And I'm leaving not even an atom of a gap. I'm well covered in all my discourses. If I close my eyes today, you can download all my discourses from 2013. I covered the length and breadth of Sanatana Dharma. But I'm going over it again because I'm meticulous. I'm unpacking it in a different platform. And I'm unpacking it coherently so that in this context you can understand what I am saying. Because Sanatana Dharma is not something that can enter your ears lovingly. Very few people have a passion to listen to Sanatana Dharma. Very few people have a passion to listen to the Bhagavad Gita. But I have broken it down to the last piece, to the last fragment. And if you can't understand this, then I don't think there's going to be anyone else at another time that can come and simplify it any further. Remember, the Bhagavad Gita is the summary of all Vedic knowledge. Bhagavad Gita is summary of all Vedic knowledge. It is condensed in the 700 Versus what I'm doing is, I'm opening it up back to its original. I'm opening it up back to its original. God made it a USB, I'm making it back into a library. God took the library, condensed it into a USB, because understanding is so low. Understanding is so low, I am opening it up into its full where and how God condensed it. Okay, I'm doing the opposite of what God did so that you can understand. So I think chapter 2, verse 13, I spent a lot of time, I brought it to its smallest component, and I explained to you in its simplest form what Lord Krishna said. I'm just going to read the verse again because this is very, very important. He's talking directly to you. Just as the self associated with a body passes through childhood, youth and old age, pertaining to that body, so too at death it passes into another body. A wise man is not deluded by that. So Lord is not saying you must not love your relatives, you must not love people. Lord is not saying that. He's being clinical and scientific. He's being clinical and scientific, and he's showing you creation. He's opening up creation to you. Before the Lord said this, could man conjure up in his mind how the soul travels? Man doesn't even know he's the soul. Where you think man would have found that intelligence to understand how the soul travels? So Lord Sri Krishna here is teaching you the transmigration of the soul. First it travels within your own body. You discard your own body at various ages, the soul travels to it. Okay? And then at the last body, the soul hops on to the next body. The soul hops on to the next body. So this is what the Lord said in chapter 13, verse 13. In verse 14, he's saying the contact of the senses with their objects for Arjuna gives rise to feelings of cold and heat, pleasure and pain. They come and go, never lasting long. Endure them. So, in this body, you have senses. You have senses. Like on your windscreen in your car, there is a sensor there. As soon as a few drops of water fall on your windscreen, what happens? The sensor gets activated and it wipes the windscreen. Similarly, you have 5 senses. What are your senses? Acharya,
Smell, taste, touch.
so you have eyes. Your eyes is a sense. And what is the object of the eye? What you like to see, Avi? Avi? What you like to see, my boy? What you like to hear, my boy? What you like to feel, my boy? What you like to taste, my boy? And what you like to touch, my boy? These are your senses. So when your eye want to see two cars smashing and people getting crushed in it. Well, some people, demonic people, evil people, they like to see that. Their energies. But generally your eyes want to see acceptable. Your eyes want to see acceptable things. Yes? Your ears want to hear acceptable noise, not Ashmika's ping, ping, screeching and whining. Huh? Screeching and whining. It want to hear sweet words. Thank you, Abir. You work so hard at work, doing nothing all day. You go in the morning, come in the evening, you provide your family. I'm eating this food because of you. How good you feel, Abir, if you ever heard those 5 sentences in your life. Abir? But these are only senses attached to where these senses are attached. The senses in your car. Now cars got sensors, if you go too near a wall, it may tee 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 tee. Huh? When that rain hits the windscreen and the wipers start working and you are the driver of that vehicle, did you get wet? Did the rain affect you in any way? And even you got sensors on your left, right, you scraped the wall. Did you get hurt? It only scraped the of the car. Similarly, you are in a car. You are in a car with the sense of touch. You feel temperature. Yes? Feel temperature? You feel very hot. Sometimes you feel very... If you didn't have the sense of touch, will you feel these two? You won't feel it. So this sensor made the body feel hot, made the body feel cold. You, the drive, the soul, did the soul feel anything? The soul did not feel anything. Do you understand how beautifully, tell me, besides the Creator, who can give such a beautiful example? Besides your Creator, who can explain to you that all the feelings through your senses are not really touched by yourself? He is saying the contact of the senses with their objects, O Arjuna, gives rise to feelings of cold and heat, pleasure and pain. They come and go, never lasting long. Endure them, O Arjuna. What is he saying? That whatever feelings your sense organs, your sense organ bring into your body, bring into your mind, all those feelings are only temporary. How long can you feel cold? How long does cold last? Even in Iceland, where it is cold, cold does not last perpetually. And how long does heat last? So your senses are temporary. Whatever you feel by your senses, learn to endure. It ultimately is saying, if you are in a situation which is not acceptable to you, if you are in a situation in life which is not acceptable to you today, endure it, because that situation will change tomorrow. Don't take your entire emotions and place it on the situation of today, because tomorrow, winter does not last throughout. Summer does not last throughout. Things will change. Don't invest your emotion in things that keep changing. Don't use, we say banker in horse racing. Somebody will tell you that horse is a guaranteed win. Then you take all your money and you put it in that horse. It's called a banker. Yes? Don't take all your feelings and put it in a situation. When a situation arises, remember, I am the, and no situation affects the soul. It only affects the body and the mind. No situation can affect the soul. Because the soul thinks it's the body. Because the soul believes it's the body, then through the mind, the soul will feel hot and the soul will feel cold. But once you realize that it is the body that has that feeling, not the soul. The soul is in a state of constant bliss. The designation of the soul is a state of constant bliss. This body has covered that bliss through mind and senses, and the soul forgot its state of constant bliss. Impelled by the three gunas, Satagun, Tamogun and Rajogun, the soul thinks it's the body. Soul is now thinking it's the body. I hope it doesn't happen to any of you, but imagine if you thought you your car. Imagine if you thought you are your car. And my Sean, my supervisor Sean, mechanic Sean, manager Sean, if he became his Fortuner as a car, then he'll be jealous of my son Sean's fortune as a car. Yes? But because he's not the car, he's not worried. If he was a car, that Fortuner will, hey, there should be a story between that Fortuner and the white Fortuner. You understand? Imagine you smashed your fender and you thought you the car. Miravi, how much pain you will be. Similarly, when you fall, when you scratch your knee, it's not you, it's your fender. It's your fender, because you are in a state of constant bliss. You are in a state of constant bliss. The bliss has been covered by this body through your karma. Now, Guru is taking you back to that state of constant, eternal bliss. But because you think you the body, where you looking for bliss? Everything attached to the body. Because you thinking you the body, you looking for anything and everything, and you think that will give you bliss. Because you are misinformed by yourself. So let's understand what the Supreme Lord is saying. Understand what the Supreme Lord is saying. Let's see what he is saying in verse 15. We played up to verse 4, he whom these do not affect, O chief of men, and to whom pain and pleasure are the same, that steadfast man alone is worthy of immortality. What is this verse telling us? At what stage will you not worry about pleasure or pain? And how do you reach that stage? How far and how hard is that stage? Jessica?
Very close, but it's very hard. It's very close, but it's very hard. And you identify yourself with your soul, as the soul that and not the body.
Yeah, but it's not unachievable. You are only constrained by your mind. Only your mental attitude is holding you back. Neutralize that mind. Neutralize that mind. Tell yourself in every situation, I am a soul. I am a soul. Let the situation pass you. Let the situation pass you. When there is a situation and you look at it through the instrument of the body, then the sensual organs, the senses, will impel your emotions. But when you look at it as a witness, when you look at the situation as a witness and not a participant, then you're not going to get affected by that situation. In reality, you can never have a wife or a husband. Sorry, Kisha, broke your bubble. In the actual dimension, all souls are alike. There's no female soul and male souls. So how can you have a wife or a husband as a soul? I don't know where the soulmate story came from. We debunk a lot of myths here in this satsang. It is only this body. It is only this body that is telling you that's your wife. My Sean in the back is very happy. As it is 99% detached. Now he's hearing the 1% from the Guru. He might not go home anymore. I think this is the best message he heard. Are you understanding? The husband, wife, children story only comes as long as you believe you the body. When you get married, what is the purpose of marriage? So is it the purpose of the universe? Purpose of the universe is to liberate you. Purpose of planet Earth is for liberation, or the planetary system in the dimension of planet Earth is for liberation. The purpose of this body is for liberation. What is the purpose of marriage? Ram, why did you get married? What was the main reason? Ram? What's the purpose of marriage in Sanatan? Sorry? It's to help God. It is to help God to bring human into this dimension for liberation. And that's what my Sean in the back is doing. He got no attachment to anything. He already brought 5 humans. He is helping God, and his name is Vishnu. He did his share. He is happy. He don't care about the wife. He don't care about the children. How many Easter eggs you bought this Easter, John? He did his work. No attachment because he's a soul. If his wife asks him, why you don't love me? I'm the soul. If his wife asks him, why you come home after 1 every night? I'm the soul. In fact, Sean is my foremost disciple in this. He superseded Vasanthi. He's number one. Because he's living as the soul. Right now, seated, he must be thinking, hey, I must go back home. This is his fourth day with his wife. Satish is thinking, that Satish and Dana. That is Satish and Dana. Yeah. Leave it, Dana. Come back inside. So what's the purpose of marriage? To legally, in society, bring humans, because only humans can get liberated, to bring humans for the purpose of liberation. So those of you that get liberated, your parents conform to the ultimate injunction of Sanatan. Have you all understood so far? Are there any questions? Any questions? You are hungry? Jai Shrimad.